She stood outside the house she once called home, suitcase trembling in her hands as her husband's words echoed, "You're useless to me if you can't give me a child." The gate slammed behind her, leaving her alone on the cold street, fighting tears she no longer had the strength to hold back. For years she had endured his cruelty, believing love meant patience. But today he chose humiliation over compassion, throwing her out as if she were an object that failed its purpose. She walked aimlessly, wondering where a woman with no family or future could go. Rain began to fall, soaking her clothes, but she felt nothing. She replayed every doctor's appointment, every hopeful moment crushed by another disappointing result, all of it twisted by her husband into blame and insults she had silently accepted. She found shelter under a closed shop's awning, hugging her bag for warmth. As she wiped her face, she didn't notice the black car slowing in front of her, nor the man watching her with concerned eyes from behind the window. The door opened, and a tall, sharply dressed man stepped out, holding an umbrella over her. "Are you all right?" he asked. His voice was firm but gentle, something she hadn't heard in years. She tried to answer but her voice cracked into silence. He crouched slightly to meet her eyes. "You're shaking. Come with me. I won't hurt you." She hesitated. Trust had become foreign, but something about him felt safe, like someone who understood brokenness. He introduced himself as Adrian Cole, a single dad and CEO of a major company. She didn't understand why a man of his stature would care about a drenched stranger, but he guided her into the warm car where a little boy stared curiously from the back seat. "Daddy, is she okay?" the boy asked. She forced a small smile and nodded. Adrian handed her a blanket and a bottle of water. "You're safe now. Just breathe," he said. When they arrived at his home, she tried to refuse the invitation to enter, but the little boy tugged her sleeve. "Come inside. Mommy forgot us too. Daddy says we help people who are sad." Inside, the house felt like another world. Warm light, soft colors, laughter echoing faintly through the hall. She felt out of place, like a shadow in a place made of sunlight. Adrian offered her dry clothes and hot soup. She ate slowly, embarrassed yet grateful. He didn't cry until she finally whispered what happened: her husband's cruelty, the infertility, the humiliation. Adrian listened without interruption, his jaw tightening with anger. "Children aren't owed to anyone," he said softly. "And infertility doesn't define your worth." She blinked, stunned. No one had ever said that to her. The boy climbed onto her lap, resting his head against her. "You can stay here until you smile again," he murmured. For the first time in years, she felt something warm spread through her chest, kindness, unexpected and overwhelming. She nodded, unable to speak through the tears. Days turned into weeks. She helped cook, read stories to the boy, and slowly began to rebuild the fragments of her identity. Adrian watched quietly, admiring the strength she didn't know she possessed. One night Adrian found her sitting on the balcony, staring at the stars. "You deserve more than what you lived through," he said gently. "You deserve to choose your direction, not be thrown away." She looked at him, really looked, and saw a man who understood loss, who raised his son alone after losing his wife. The depth behind his kindness made her chest tighten for reasons she resisted. His son adored her. Every morning he rushed into the kitchen to hug her, telling her she smelled like happy things. These small moments stitched her wounds in ways she never imagined possible. Adrian began inviting her to his office, letting her assist with small tasks. Employees noticed how he smiled more now, how the weight he carried seemed lighter when she walked into the room. Rumors started, but Adrian ignored them. Instead, he encouraged her, praising her intelligence, telling her she had value far beyond what she'd been told. One evening, her ex-husband showed up at Adrian's gate, demanding she return. "I changed my mind," he said smugly. "You'll come back. I need a wife, not love." She froze, old fears clawing back, but Adrian stepped in front of her. "She doesn't belong to you," he said calmly. "And she owes you nothing." Her ex laughed. "You're broken," he spat at her. "No man wants a barren woman." His words sliced through her, but before she could crumble, Adrian turned to her gently. "You are not broken," he said. "You are more than enough. And I would be honored if you stayed with me, by choice." Her ex scowled and left, defeated. She trembled, overwhelmed, but Adrian reached for her hands. You're not alone anymore. Let me walk beside you. Let us heal together. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Not from pain, but release. I want to stay, she whispered. For the first time, she meant it freely. Adrian pulled her into a careful embrace as his son ran out, wrapping his little arms around both of them. We're a family now, he asked hopefully. Adrian smiled. Only if she wants to be. She looked at them. Two hearts who had given her home, warmth, and dignity, and whispered, yes. I finally choose this.